Hi, this is Fritz Gilbert with the Retirement Manifesto, and today I'm excited to give you a tour of my new woodworking shop and writing studio. We'll start in the woodworking shop, which is inside these garage doors here, and then we'll move over to the writing studio, which you can see has the deck and has these windows that look out and the door entry. So we'll get started by going through the big door, and I'll show you the woodworking shop. Here we go. So I'll go ahead and open the door here. Nice to have a garage door opener for it. And as that's opening up, let's take a pause and I'll show you a picture of what this looked like when we first completed it, and then I'll show you what we've got inside. So as you can see, there's quite a bit more stuff inside than there was when we first completed it. I've been working on this about probably 6 months. I've built all the furniture inside, and what we'll do today is we'll take you around and kind of give you an overflow of the entire workshop and the different pieces that I built for it. So pretty excited about that. We'll start out by giving you a little quick walk down as we head into the shop. So the shop is 20 feet by 20 feet, and I'll pause it right here and give you an overview. Okay, so this gives you a nice overview of the shop. I'll kind of walk you through the overview before we tour the inside. So underneath the flag here in the corner is a sink, and then there's a bandsaw right here. Behind that, you'll see the miter station along the back wall by the window. Here's a 4-foot by 8-foot assembly table, which is where I'll assemble the major projects. And then coming across to this side, you've got my table saw, and behind that, you've got a fabrication table with some wood storage in the back and a storage cabinet there. So we'll go ahead and start out over here by the flag. I'll start in the corner and we'll work our way around with the sanding table. So there's the flag for reference. To put you in perspective, we're now facing the eastern wall, and you can see the tool storage and sanding table. It's got paint storage and sanding supplies, a sander under there. Then if you come up here in the corner, you'll see I've installed a sink. And this is where I hang all the clamps. Works out pretty well. Just put a 2x4 up by the wall and I can hang nice long clamps in there. It's got 9-foot ceilings. I would suggest if you're going to build a shop, definitely go over 8 because you don't want to have to deal with plywood hitting the ceiling. A friend of mine gave me that tip and it was a good one. Here's the bandsaw. Bought this on Facebook. Yard sale for $125. Craftsman 12-inch bandsaw. Works fine for what I need. And very sturdy. Had no issues with it at all. Got my heavier wood storage over there, plywood, things like that. And then we'll go back now and look towards the north wall. This is my miter saw station. Built all this from basically scrap lumber. And pretty pleased with how it came out. I've got storage here on the left with these 3 drawers. And I'll show you this separate unit. If you look right here, you can see that line. This unit actually slides out, so I can use it as a modular table around my shop. That's pretty handy. And then I built these areas here where the wood feeds back and forth across underneath the miter saw. And I've got a pretty neat little measuring system and stop block system I put here on this one. I got a nice Admiral miter saw, bought it at Harbor Supply. It's 12-inch and really works well. Got a laser in it, lights, and I've had no issues with that at all. The other thing I should probably show you, I put in a air compressor. I really like brad nailers and finish nailers. So I put in this hose, and it's self-reeling, which is pretty handy. And if you'll notice, I put it right next to the assembly table, so I can just pull my tools out, use it, and get it out of the way when I'm done. So that really works out well. So that's the miter saw station. Going now to the west wall. We've got a storage cabinet. I actually bought that at Walmart. It's the only thing really that I bought for this shop, retail. I guess you could argue I bought those little storage bins up there, but that's a minor detail. And then here is this used to be a dining room table. Bought this on Facebook, and I added the casters and the bottom to do some storage under there. And I added this little tool storage area, pencils, tape measure, stuff that you need all the time. and that's worked out really well. And everything in here is modular, which is really nice in a small shop. It's 20 feet by 20 feet, so it really is nice to be able to move stuff around. This door here leads over to the writing studio. We'll go over there next. This door goes to a 5x5 storage cabinet closet, which is really handy to have. And now you turn and you're facing back outside. I've got a nice Delta table saw. I did buy that retail. I did buy some of my tools retail, obviously. Pretty happy with that table saw. And here is the last piece that I've been working on. This is a 4 foot by 8 foot assembly table, I call it. And the drawers underneath I actually found at a Facebook yard sale, free giveaway for an old dresser. I didn't need the dresser, I just needed the drawers, so I refurbished those and put those inside. Made some nice storage here for my drills, and this is actually a slide out panel. Let me go ahead and pause this and I'll show you the slide out panel, and I'll show you this track work and some things that I've got there. So I did buy some little slides, and basically just put this on slides, so when I'm needing to get the screws, it's easy to find them instead of having to reach back in a dark recess. You can slide it right out. And the other thing I did, I put in these T-tracks, and this is really handy. You can basically run accessories down these T-tracks and clamp them down. What I use this for is, I've got a bench router, and I'll put that right here, and then I can hold it securely in place while I use it, so it doesn't clutter up the table when I don't need it. But when I do, it holds it nice and secure. I've got a track here, and I've got a track back here that you can hopefully see. So to get into the writing studio, I just go through this door, and you'll see an entirely different atmosphere. This is my writing studio. The reason I call this a purposeful workshop is both of these, writing and woodworking, have become purposes of mine in retirement. So it's nice to have dedicated spaces to do the things you love. So this is where I write the retirement manifesto, right there on that screen, looking down at our cabin, which is nice. I've got another computer over there, opens out to a nice porch, 10 feet by 10 foot porch. And today it's about 50 degrees here in Georgia, cool April morning. Nice woods, you can see all the way around. So what I thought I'd show you, this is where I sit when I write, obviously. If you've ever seen me in any of the podcast appearance or YouTube appearances, this computer right here has a camera shooting back towards us. I'm sitting right there. So what do you see when you see a video of me? This was intentional. This is the backdrop. So here's a picture of me on a retirement researcher webinar, and you'll see the same backdrop. So people have asked me, what do these things mean? And I thought I'd just walk you through real quick. The eagle, that was a gift to my father from the college where he taught for 38 years, Hillsdale College up in Michigan, when they dedicated a statue. This is a painting that we bought my dad for a Christmas present. It's Gettysburg, the 4th Michigan Regiment in the wheat field. And it's a beautiful print. Gettysburg was his favorite battlefield, and I've spent a week there. I love it as well. Really historic place, so that means a lot to me. This is a little gift I got at work, a few pictures, lamps, and the logo. And up there is a Civil War replica sword that we also gave to my dad. When he moved into a nursing home, he gave me a few of those, and they're true heirlooms. So that's pretty special. So looking around the rest of the writing studio, you'll see the door that leads out onto the deck. Nice recliner for when I have to do phone calls. And this was a pretty nice idea. We built this out. So when you go out, you just come out and go down onto the side and down to the house. So it works out real well. So this is the view if you're coming in from this way, obviously, which is my normal entrance into the writing area. Come in like that, and there you go. The last thing I'll show you, hopefully you're not getting dizzy spinning around. It's only 10 feet by 15 feet, so it's compact, but it's the size I wanted and the size I could afford. I've got a bookshelf there. I should mention on the back of this wall what we did. If you notice, there's a door here. Talking to a buddy of mine, I had a little bit of a question about how we're going to do this. So this is a 5 foot by 5 foot storage area that goes to the office. And then the other side of the wall, let's go back over to the workshop, is a 5 foot by 5 foot storage area for the shop. So it's very convenient to have two different storage places. And obviously one dirty, one clean. It's easier to keep it clean if it's not directly connected to the woodworking shop. So there you have it, the writing studio and the woodworking shop. One last look, then I'll fade away. You can see how close it is to the house. That's nice. We're back in the woods. So I'm walking up towards the road now so you can get the view from this side. And there's the whole property. So thanks for watching. Hope you've picked up some tips on how to build a small workshop. Thanks much.